Okay, now we are back. We tried it at 3 o'clock, but for some reason I couldn't hear Dr. Joe really well. And on top of that, I didn't see Brandy's request, and I really wanted all four of us on here. But I think I see Brandy's. Who's calling me? We can't talk right now. Give me 10 minutes. Don't say nothing. Give me 10 minutes. I'm on the other phone.
What up?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello, sister.
how are
See,
you?
I really had to have you on the phone. Now, I'm looking for Joe's request.
Is he here? Oh, there
There's
he is.
Joe. Invite Joe. I just did invite with Joe and invite with MJ. There you are. This should work now. Ta-da! Ta-da! One
Hey,
more.
Sam.
Ta-da! We're all on here. The Johnson Family Takeover at USA Fibroid Centers. Hey, y'all.
Hey, fam.
I know Brandy don't have that long, so I'm trying to make sure that we knock this out. But every month I go live with USA Fibroid Centers. I'm an ambassador, as you guys already know. The reason I'm an ambassador is because I have fibroids, and I spoke out on my story on Love and Hip Hop. They seen it and they asked me if I could continue that process with their company, and I said yes. I don't know if all of y'all know, but I had a surgery, of course, a couple years ago. We know that, but the fibroids came back. Joe and MJ know. Brandy, you know, right? The fibroids came back. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And at this point, I think today is best to just talk about mental health, because the last time I had fibroids, I felt embarrassed. I separated myself from my family and friends. I was crying almost every day from the symptoms that I had going on. That's not going to be the case on this situation. But because you guys are two professionals, Dr. Brandy Johnson and Dr. Joe Johnson and MJ, I just need your opinion, because I need you to be familiar, just in case you're surrounded around someone that has it. You can just be familiar to help them. But how is mental health relatable to fibroids? Like, how does that kind of coexist with each other? Because I feel like I was depressed and I didn't know I was depressed because I just completely disappeared from everybody. But can you guys kind of connect the two for me in the professional way that you normally do, Brandy
For sure.
and Dr. Joe?
First and foremost, though, sister, I'm so glad you just said what you said. You said that is not going to be the case this time. You said, I'm not going to isolate this time. I'm not going to let shame prevail this time. You know better, and you know that we love you, and you've done an incredible job of kind of educating the masses so that you don't have to have shame. But to answer your question really quickly, I'm biased. I mean, mental health goes with everything, like mind, body, soul connection, especially when you're talking about a medical condition that is so common and yet gets very little respect. Like, so many women have this struggle. It impacts their mood, their relationships, their sex life, their body image. It makes sense that as you're trying to navigate the hormones and the pain and the discomfort, that you would feel depressed or anxious. So I'm not
Yeah.
surprised to hear that. That's actually quite natural that a person would feel those things. That's my
Yeah.
two cents.
It
Dr.
and
Joe,
everything you said, it definitely affects all of that, because I didn't feel right because my stomach was bulging. I didn't want to be in a relationship because I constantly had accidents, menstrual accidents in public, where it would just come out, and it would come out like a water faucet. So it was several times I cried about that, and I just didn't want anybody to see me that way. So I just disappeared.
I'm,
Joe,
I'm
how do you feel it's a connection with mental health and fibroids?
well, can I put a spin on it? And what I mean by that is, I think we also got to think about the impact that it has on the people around you as well,
Oh yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so, and a lot of times when we don't know about certain things, especially like men or other women who don't know about it, and it's happening to an individual and they're going through it, And now because a person doesn't understand what they're going through, now they're upset. Now they're mad. Now they're having issues, right? And so it's
Like, keep
that
acting
full,
funny.
yeah. But that connection there, that they just don't know what's really going on, and now they upset because the relationship ain't what they think it should be. They depressed. They go into a funk, all this stuff, and so I think there's also that connection to the people that are close to the individual that's dealing with it that we also have to think about. So everybody's going through it when somebody's in that situation with fibroids.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really snappy and I had an attitude. I was embarrassed. So instead of telling everybody what was going on, I would find ways to kind of run away, not answer the phone. Or when I did talk, I was so frustrated to get off the phone. I would just separate myself, find ways to separate myself. And I know now that wasn't the best way to handle the situation, but that's all I knew. I was new at even hearing about fibroids, even though it's so common, women don't talk about it. MJ, had you ever heard of fibroids before I had it?
I never heard of fibroids until, you told me that you had it, and for me, I was actually scared when I found out because the whole surgery and everything like that. I didn't know how serious, if it was serious, if it was something mild. I'm just thinking, okay, my sister's having issues or she has to go get surgery. What is about to happen? Is this something deadly? Is this like, I know. So I had a lot of fear, what I'm saying, at that moment we was going through our issues at that time. And that might
Yeah,
have
I was highly mad at you. I wasn't talking to you for months at that time. But the good thing was this is how family works. Even though we were mad at something so minor and we didn't realize how minor it was until I was in the situation where I had to go to the hospital to receive the surgery, we put all that to the side and you made sure you were there for me at the hospital.
exactly.
I apologize for not telling y'all what was going on sooner because I really didn't speak on it until it was closer to my surgery. And even when you got there, y'all was kind of looking around like, what? We really still don't know what's going on. So I apologize for not opening up to you, Brandy, Joe, MJ. I should have been more open because I think it would have helped me, calm down and deal with the situation differently. I made a quick decision, even with the options that I was given at the time on how to remove them. And it should have been a collective conversation, like, Shay, look at all of your options. You guys could have just given me more input, but I didn't do that. So I'm sorry, and that won't happen again. So yes, I do have fibroids now. I do eventually have to make a decision on how I will remove them. So I just want you guys to know you will collectively be involved. But would you consider my situation? Would you say I had mental health issues at that time because I separated, I ran away, I was frustrated, emotional? Is that considered mental issues?
I think we all
Everybody
have.
got
Far
this. Everything.
I'm saying, I didn't recognize it as that. I just was running because I didn't know what to do. I was scared.
What
Let me
support?
tell you something. I'm sorry, bro. What were you
I
gonna say?
had a question. What, like, during the process of going through what you went, what support system do you have to help you get through, each and every day? Because since we didn't know and you didn't tell us about it, did you have other friends? Were you just on the internet? Were you calling doctors? Like, what was it?
I didn't, the only person I told was mama, and she wasn't really the best person to talk to because she didn't understand it. So when I told her, she thought of cancer and she just yelled at me, go to the doctor. That's what I received from her. And then which made me more terrified. So I just didn't talk to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So she responded to you with fear and
Yeah,
not like.
because I told her my symptoms. I said, what happened was I fainted. That's where I got this gas from right here. I fainted. I got up, everything was spinning. I fainted, fell out, and I had blood all over my face. And I'm like, okay, it's time to go to the doctor. So when I explained to her what happened, she just went into a panic attack, and it didn't help. But she didn't understand it either. But what were you going to say, Brandy?
No, this is the
Because I
thing.
want to know if was that considered mental health issues that I was having back then.
Well, everything is mental health, but to be specific, like something that I've been talking a lot about lately is how I don't want to like overgeneralize, but when people think of depression, they think of somebody that's like sitting in the corner crying all the time or kind of suicidal, and that can be it. But among a lot of women of color and Black women or resilient women, I won't even just say racially, our depressiveness comes out in irritability and like a shortness, like your temper. That's how it
Yeah.
manifests. It's because you're like highly functioning, like you still do what you got to do, but your mood, like you're emotionally dysregulated all the time, and the anxiety too, like that go to the doctor. That's like anxious. That's like an anxious.
Yeah.
That's not meant to be mean, but it's like I'm feeling uncomfortable, so I'm about to make you hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So yes,
Yeah.
you were going through a depressive spell, maybe. I don't know.
Well, you know our mother. She doesn't express herself in the best way a lot of times. So when she heard all of the symptoms, I think immediately she just went negative with it. And knowing her, she just started praying and didn't know what to tell me to do but go to the doctor. But
Yeah.
her reaction just put even more fear inside of me because I'm the one that had to deal with it. I didn't know what was going on when I told her. I just said, this and this and this and this is happening. What should I do? Go to the doctor. And I'm like, okay. But
You know,
I think, what are some signs to recognize as far as mental health or even depression? Because a lot of women are depressed when it comes to fibroids, and they do separate themselves. They do the same exact thing I did because we don't talk about this issue, so it's not normalized, especially in our culture. Even though African Americans receive it more than any culture, it's crazy. But how do you recognize those symptoms, and how do you work through that? And that's my last question.
well, you can see, you can see some of the things that might not always look like it's mental health in a sense. Like, for instance, overworking